It's July 8th, 2023, and you're watching Russia Hates the Truth, a fact-focused current events program produced by the AFU's Territorial Defense Forces Media Studios in Kyiv. I'm Sergeant Sarah Ashton-Cirillo of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, and we appreciate you watching. Today, we look deeper into Russian colonialism and reports of the Kremlin's attempted influence peddling in the Caribbean, along with the public response to Ukraine being allocated to pickums by the United States, thoughts on 500 days of full-scale war, and a status update from the front lines. First, however, I'll start on a more private note. Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, General Valery Zaluzhny, turned 50 years old today. Underneath his calm exterior and humble demeanor is a man of iron and steel, a man who has led the Armed Forces of Ukraine to the brink of the world's greatest military victory of the last 8 decades. On behalf of every soldier and officer of the ZSU's Territorial Defense Forces Media Unit, General, we wish you the healthiest and most happy birthday and are honored to serve under your command. Breaking news has just come through as we've started the show. Nuclear blackmail continues at the ZNPP in Zaporizhzhia. The Ukrainian Ministry of Defense's main Directorate of Intelligence reports that the delivery of mines and explosives there are currently ongoing and consist of remote-controlled ordnance and anti-personnel mines. Most date from the Soviet era. We will go live with any further updates as events warrant. Now to our main segment. Over the last 2 months, word trickled out about Cuban mercenaries beginning to fight for the enemy against the people of Ukraine. Proof included a photo published on a regional Russian media channel showing several Cubans allegedly being blessed before heading into combat. Further reports indicated these soldiers of fortune were supposedly being paid between $2,000 to $2,500 US each per month to try and halt our forward advances. It is presumed, however, that many of these men are paid far less than the reported wages, with the bulk of the money being funneled directly from Moscow to Havana. Now, reputable outlets are also reporting that Cuban fighters are being shepherded to Belarus as well. With Russia said to be purchasing the services of these men from Cuba, this goes far beyond the Kremlin's colonial and imperial mindset to a scenario that harkens back to feudal times. Putin's dalliance with island life didn't stop with his authorization of buying the use of human fodder from the Marxist regime. Classified documents reported on in the spring and confirmed by this program also indicated the presence of Wagner PMC representatives in Haiti. Russia hates the truth that the world now knows it doesn't have enough of its own soldiers to continue its failed invasion of Ukraine. Russia hates the truth that their forays 90 miles from the US and around the Caribbean have been exposed. Russia hates the truth that their imperialistic, colonial mindset is being rejected by free Cubans and free Haitians everywhere, along with every person who savors liberty. This week, the United States announced they would provide pickums, more commonly known as a modern version of cluster munitions, to the armed forces of Ukraine. The sensibilities of some organizations and individuals were muddled upon confirmation of this transfer. Many people mistakenly believe the United States and Ukraine outlaw them. This is false. Both countries are legally and openly allowed to use them without violating international laws. The defense forces of Ukraine only attack the enemy, and we use every weapon system as intended to bring about the complete liberation of Ukraine and a transformative defeat of the Kremlin's criminal cabal. Russia succeeds only in causing chaos and spreading lies. In the case of the pickums, they nearly managed to trick folks into believing their falsehoods and questioning facts. Now, though, Russia hates the truth that a thoughtful decision-making process led to the ZSU having a new and impactful artillery shell to use against the invaders. In addition to our commander's birthday, today also marks a different milestone. It's been 500 days since the full-scale invasion began. Kyiv is free. Kharkiv is free. Kherson is free. Snake Island is free. And so are Busha, Irpin, Sumy, Mykolaiv, and Zaporizhzhia too. We can't think of our freedom without thinking of all those eternal heroes who fell in battle between 2014 and today. They sacrificed so the rest of us can look to tomorrow. In their memory, and to honor their ultimate gift to us, we will make certain that tomorrow and the next 500 days will bring about the liberation of Donetsk, Luhansk, Melitopol, Mariupol, Crimea, and every square kilometer of Ukrainian land until we have achieved a full return to the country's 1991 borders. Speaking of liberation, we end with the zero-line update from Ukraine's Deputy Defense Minister, Hanna Maliar. Troops from the ZSU have pushed more than a mile towards Bakhmut, and according to Deputy Minister Maliar, trapping the enemy in the city as they did so. The road is long, but victory is within sight. Russia hates the truth that its mystique and military have been decimated 500 days after they undertook a 3-day special operation. Slava Ukraini, and may God bless our troops.